Welcome to the Kerri Lane Show. I'm Kerri Lane. Today, President Trump drops a legal bombshell asking the Supreme Court to step in over attempts to hijack his foreign policy. And Stephen Miller erupts.
Is this judge mad? Is this a lunatic? What kind of world are we even living in where we're even having this conversation?
Then Tom Homan takes on AOC with a straight-up mic drop moment. Plus, Democrats, they're spending millions to figure out men. It gets weird. Thanks for joining me today. Let's dive into President Trump's latest move to shut down the political games. The president has finally asked the U.S. Supreme Court to step in and lift a judge's order that has ICE agents stranded in a foreign country with violent, illegal, convicted criminals. Meet the judge, Brian Murphy out of Boston. He has ordered a deportation flight carrying multiple felons to land immediately. That means the plane was forced to land in Djibouti. And now those ICE agents, they're stuck there babysitting these dangerous felons. Why? Well, because the judge has forced them to give these criminals 15 days to reopen an immigration case with full access to phones and lawyers. And by the way, every single one of these illegals has final removal orders spanning as far back as 1999. Stephen Miller teed off on the judge.
Local judge in Boston ordered the flight grounded and has now trapped ICE officers in Djibouti with these savage monsters, having to guard and protect them 24/7 in a location with no appropriate facilities, no detention space, no detention beds, nothing, putting their lives in line. They have to watch them 24/7. There aren't enough resources in the location to ensure the safety of these ICE officers. Is this judge mad? Is this a lunatic? What kind of world are we even living in where we're even having this conversation? Yeah. Illegal aliens who invaded our country and murdered our people, and now we're sending them out? And a judge says no? That is a judicial coup by any definition.
When judges step in to block the deportation of violent criminals, they're not just slowing down paperwork, they're putting public safety on the line. I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know down below what you think, whether or not the Supreme Court will side with Trump or with the rogue judges. Now, another issue tied to the border crisis is how illegal immigration could skew the census. Back in Trump's first term, he tried to exclude illegal immigrants from the count. Didn't happen. But for 2030, Stephen Miller says they have a plan.
The Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick, is passionate about this issue. He's taken leadership on it, and he's going to do everything he can to clean up the census and make sure that illegal aliens are not counted. Of course, the best form of exclusion for illegal aliens is to exclude them from the country completely by sending them back home, which is what the American people elected President Trump to do and what we are doing.
This is a move that could shift political power by reducing representation in states with large undocumented populations. It's also part of a broader effort to put American citizens first in how congressional seats and federal resources are allocated. Meantime, the mayor of Nashville, he's in big trouble.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars have been raised for the Belonging Fund, which is cash for illegal aliens. And it's all supported by the Nashville mayor, Freddie O'Connell. Now, this started after ICE teamed up with Tennessee Highway Patrol to nab more than 200 illegals, including a convicted child sex offender and a member of Tren de Aragua. Nice people. The mayor apparently is furious that his streets are being made safer and ordered all ICE communication with the city to go directly to his office. But now the mayor is under investigation by multiple House committees for aiding and abetting illegal immigrants.
Tom Homan not only reacts to the news, but he also takes a major swipe at AOC. It's good. Watch this.
Well, remember, just a couple weeks ago, AOC went on social media saying if we put a finger on any of her co-workers, Congress people that were at our Newark facility, there'd be consequences. Well, guess what? We did it. I'm waiting on the consequences. But, you know, the mayor's no different. Look, I've said from day one, you can not cooperate with ICE if that's what you want to do, but you can't get in our way and you can't impede our efforts, or you cross that line, we'll seek prosecution.
So far, Homeland Oversight has opened up a congressional investigation, and Tom Homan says he cannot confirm or deny if ICE is investigating the mayor. We'll see how this one shakes out. Another heated battle is the one between the Trump administration and Harvard.
President Trump intensifying his fight against higher education, or more specifically, Harvard. The Trump administration pausing all new student visa appointments for all schools as the administration looks to require international students applying to study in the U.S. to go through a social media vetting process. The federal government says There were more than 1.1 million international students in the U.S. during the 2023-2024 school year.
This is guidance that was signed off by Secretary of State Marco Rubio and sent to all U.S. embassies and consulates around the world, saying there will now be a halt to all new student visa application processes and to pause scheduling on any new interviews. Now, the reason for that is the State Department is working on new guidance to expand their social media vetting. Here's the State Department spokesperson, Tammy Bruce.
It is a goal, as stated by the President and Secretary Rubio, to make sure that people who are here and understand what the law is, that they don't have any criminal intent.
While the left hypes up the supposed chaos this could cause for international students, conservatives see it differently. Studying in America is a privilege, not a right, and we shouldn't invite anyone who might threaten our citizens or undermine our values. Now, speaking of shaky foundations, let's talk about the Democrats, a party in the middle of a full-blown identity crisis.
Yeah, I don't think nationally the Democratic brand helps very much anyway. I mean, anywhere.
The Democrats have forgot that maybe we should just talk to people like people.
The party takes positions on issues that are weak and woke. It will seem weak and woke.
Case in point, according to the New York Times, Democrats are spending $20 million just to figure out what young men care about. You'd think they'd already know the answer to that. It's Donald Trump. And if they still can't figure out how he pulled it off, maybe they should tune in to Jesse Waters, who's giving them some free advice.
Bottom line, men don't like to be controlled. We don't like being told what we can't say, what vaccines we have to be putting in our body, what cars to drive, what food to eat. And if they ever find a liberal Rogan, they're going to control them. They're going to tell them what topics not to do, what guests not to have. It's going to be the same thing.
It's not rocket science. Building a political coalition, it's a lot like dating. You can say all the right things, but if it feels fake, people walk. And voters, they're like dates. They can spot insincerity a mile away. So it's not just the message that matters, it's whether you actually believe it. And if you're just reading from a script, don't be surprised when they lose interest. And something tells me that after burning through that $20 million, this will still be the Democrats' message. Now, Charlie Kirk from Turning Point USA has been traveling to campuses across the country, and here's what he's seeing with young men.
We speak to a lot of people on campuses, and men have been gravitating to our message, especially working class men. And it's amazing to see how President Trump didn't just win this last election, but he's remade the political map permanently, where the Democrats, they are becoming much more pandering towards higher educated and smaller slivers of the American population. People that drive forklifts for a living, or that are waitresses or waiters or Uber drivers, they're gravitating towards the Republican Party. And the Democrats have had a moralizing, almost scolding tone to them that if you do not adhere to our orthodoxy, you are a non-believer and you are not allowed in our ranks. And because of that, men of America have been sick and tired of being told what to do from a political party that hates them.
The problem? They can't win on ideas. They can't argue on merit. All they've got left are smears and slogans. And until they figure that out, they're just going to keep losing the very people that they're trying so hard to reach. Now, coming up next, I have an update on the economy, and I've got some really good news. Plus, President Trump's frustrations grow with Russia. I'll tell you what the president plans to do next. And RFK Jr. makes a huge announcement. All those details and more in that next video you see now on your screen. Go ahead, click on it, and I'll see you over there.